You touched on this earlier. You said there were some moments in your time as a charismatic Christian that you don't have an explanation for.
Yeah.
What are some of those things, if you can remember them?
Let's see. I gotta. It's a long time ago. It's gonna take a second.
That's
to
okay.
Get me chugging back in here. Let's see. Like I remember like being like young and kind of like seeing like I think I saw like an angel like above my bed, like very
Really?
vividly. A couple
By yourself?
times. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. This one's kind of weird. I remember like being like, and I was like really kind of like tuned up on all this kind of mystical like miracles happening and all this stuff. You know? So it's like,
well, you were
confirmation
conditioned
bias.
to
this
to
is my whole
seek it.
worldview, you know, kind of thing.
Yep.
Like, I think I put half my head through a wall once and nothing happened.
What?
Yeah, I know that just sounds crazy, doesn't it? Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, what? What do you mean?
Like I was like running, and like I saw, and like I was about like there was this kind of like a wall that like if I would have hit it, I probably like would have like really injured myself, like the speed I was running, and I kind of just like saw my head go through it. I thought.
What?
Yeah.
Were you at home or like,
yeah, like
you
at
just
home.
running, being a kid?
Yeah, and I was a little older then. I was maybe like teenager years then. Let's see. Yeah, somewhere in there probably.
Interesting.
Wait, yeah, I think maybe just coming into being a teenager, maybe. I don't remember, but and yeah, the handfuls of other like weird. So like, okay, me and my dad, right, would like, we were kind of into this kind of like going ethereal. I don't know really how to put words.
What does ethereal mean?
Or like going into the spiritual realm. I think
Okay.
are like the buzzwords you were using, you know. Like where my dad was at work and I was at home and I went to my dad at work, like in the spiritual realm.
Okay.
And like kind of like hugged him. And then came back, had no communication with him the rest of the day, and he came home and like, did you come and like hug me?
Really?
Yeah. Like,
do you
stuff
remember
like that.
actually doing that? Hugging him at his work? Or
Well, like in like kind of like in a spiritual like sense kind of like thing, you know, just like going there, like
Interesting.
like weird stuff like that, you know.
So
Bunch of weird stuff.
So it was almost an abstract kind of thing where it's like,
it's almost like this, the genre that we were in when we were exiting was like almost like edging in on new age stuff.
So that's what I was gonna say.
Kind of like just weird stuff, you know.
And that's the danger of modern day Christian charismatic traditions. I think like it is super close to the new age kind of thing. And I don't know a ton about the new age. I know it kind of dabbles in like witchcraft and that kind of creepy stuff. So I'm not going to, claim to know.
Astral projection, I think is what they call it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's
you're right. That's why I recognize that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like going, which honestly maybe has something to it somewhere, just because of experiences. And like I kind of just have deleted it out of my world kind of since then. But like that could be something where like, you know, you give it a few years and like it's like, oh, we got a meter, you know, it's like it's like someone can go over there and do stuff, you know, like there's
And the thing with that, like when it comes to other spiritual realities, this is something I kind of alluded to earlier. I actually have zero problem with there being credible evidence for Joseph Smith seeing the angel. I think it's either the angel Moroni or it's God himself. It's one of the two. Oh, okay. Seeing an angelic figure receiving the gold tablets. I have zero problem with that actually happening because if we believe in a world where spiritual realities happen, like I do, I have zero problem in terms of like it happening. Obviously, I think it's scary and bad in some cases, but like I have zero problem with an angelic figure appearing to somebody and claiming I have the real thing, I have the real message, because the Bible makes it very clear spirits exist, and they
Yeah.
want to deter you from the real truth. Like
Yeah.
the apostle, again, I've come back to
Yeah.
Paul so many times. He talks about if anybody comes to you with a different gospel, he says either me or an angel, an angel of light is what he uses.
Yeah.
Don't believe them. Let that person be anathema is the word that's used. Let that person be accursed.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's almost like it's prophesied by Paul. I don't believe it's an actual prophecy, but like
Yeah.
it's kind of this weird prophecy-esque type thing where it's like Paul is saying this is probably going to happen. The angels are going to appear
Yeah.
to other people and claim they have the real message. So you've got like Muhammad claiming that he sees Gabriel in a cave, the angel Gabriel,
Yeah.
when it's the attributes that are for this that this angel seems to have are nothing like the biblical Gabriel. He's like grabbing Muhammad and like squeezing him to death and all these crazy things, and it's like that's not ever what an angel in the Bible did. I don't know where I was going with that. I think I was trying to say that I have zero problem with those spiritual experiences actually happening. Zero problem. My thing is that if it doesn't seem to align with biblical values, it's probably demonic. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's a strong way to put it.
Yeah. So
That's where I land.
yeah. So here's something. I think I probably have an interesting perspective on like experiences like that, having believed them and having been in them and having not been, and now don't like kind of.
Yeah.
I might maybe not necessarily like believe in them, but like don't do them.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a weird way to say it, but so I've noticed I've started like just thinking through this of like, okay, religious experiences, ghosts, Bigfoot even,
Yeah.
you know, or aliens even.
Mm-hmm.
You start to get in this category of things where it's kind of like, okay, people are debating if they actually do happen or not. One that's already like for me, like from what I've talked so far, it's like that's already, I'm smelling something kind of a little wrong there. But then they always kind of have these similarities of like, it's like, okay, it's like at nighttime. Most of all this shit happens at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? All the weird stuff happens at nighttime.
Why is that the case? It's so weird.
See, yeah, well,
Weird
yeah.
things.
So it all happens at nighttime. It all kind of is like blurry and fringy. You know, it's kind of like I kind of thought he looked like this or like thing. You know, it's like it's never like clear defined. There's usually a lot of fear involved.
Yeah.
And I mean, I almost kind of hook a lot of like those kind of, and this is mostly on the negative kind of side of it. I kind of hook a lot of those experiences up to just like your fear circuits working overdrive in your mind, like at nighttime. You know what I mean? It's like you can't see things. Things are blurry. It's like maybe that was a black bear you saw because they stand on all fours, you know, and they're huge, you know. Or
But a
like,
black bear saying, I have the new message from God.
Yeah, no.
You know,
yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a little crazy. But like, I don't know, like there's a whole bunch of stuff that we are all perfectly fine with just writing off as crazy people. You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of, and then it's like, but then if it pertains to your religion, we're like, oh, we got to make sure that fits in here somewhere. You know what I mean? But there's like people hallucinate weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like people have weird personality disorders where weird stuff happens, or like, you know.